Saturday, May 25th, 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time, 2019. Guys, in this video, I've got several amazing things to share with you guys. Photos, videos that have been sent in. We're going to start, though, here in Northern California, Shasta County, where yesterday a rare tornado warning was issued for Shasta County around 8:35 p.m. The National Weather Service noticed a cloud that was rotating, capable of producing a tornado, large hail, south of Redding, moving at about 15 miles per hour. I've got some pictures from the area, and this is the area right here where there was a tornado warning issued. In fact, you can still see some of the energy over here at the Ghost 16 satellite, where the storm moved through the area. I believe it did produce large hail. Here's a photograph of the storm system, actually part of the storm system that was quite large, sent in by Gradal from North Red Bluff, California, and this was one of the storms the National Weather Service saw on radar that was capable of producing severe weather. Here's another phenomenal look at this storm, again sent in by Gradal, North Red Bluff, California. That's right up there in the area, obviously, where this storm went through. Here's another look at what looks like part of a shelf cloud rolling through the area. They did receive large hail. From what I know at this point, there were no tornadoes in the area. Unlike in the Midwest, where they've been seeing day after day after day of tornadoes, there's over 1 million square miles of severe weather warnings coming up this week. In fact, pretty much off and on all week this week, there's been several 100,000 square miles of severe weather warnings pretty much every day. The greens and yellow, especially the green squares stretching from southern Louisiana all the way up into Wisconsin, those are flood warnings. If you look here at the legend down here at the bottom, the reds are tornado warnings, the solid reds. And the greens are flood warnings, not watches. And they do extend for several hundred miles, occupying several 100,000 square miles, millions and millions of acres of flooded ground, which, like we've talked about before, it's making it difficult for the farmers to get the crops in the ground. But we're monitoring that very closely. But back to the rare tornado warning issued in Shasta County. Thunderstorm brings golf ball size hail to the Redding, California area. There's some amazing pictures here at Redding.com that other people as well noticed of this phenomenal thunderstorm system that went through that produced a very rare tornado warning for Shasta County. The warning came after an intense thunderstorm that brought golf ball size hail down across Interstate 5. Here's some more pictures here you can find at Redding.com. Another story here from the San Francisco Gate. Here's another look at that phenomenal storm that went through. I showed you pictures earlier that were sent in by Gradal. This is probably part of that same storm complex that was capable of producing tornadoes. It did produce large hail. So, incredible situation out in Northern California, something that doesn't normally happen. You can see here another story from Sacramento. Hail in Redding, California, the size of golf balls. Pretty amazing times. We've been watching Oroville Dam very closely as it's rising very, very slowly, literally by tens of inches a day, tenths of an inch. Not very much, but slowly but surely it's in upward motion. It's getting closer and closer to that 900 foot mark, which is the magic number where they would have to probably turn on the spillway. And the spillway right now, if you look at wowzaparks.ca, you can see the spillway does have a little bit of a trickle on the right-hand side that's entering the Feather River. So right now, the spillway is not completely open. The reservoir is rising every day, slowly, very slowly, but surely. Right now, there's no storm systems in the area, but there will be more rain for the Midwest, unfortunately, as, like I said earlier, hundreds of thousands of square miles are flooded. It's just unbelievable. Texas alone is 268,000 square miles. If you Google it, you can see 268,000 square miles is what Texas is. I'm just using this as an example. And if you take a look at the map here at the Ghost 16 of areas that are under flood warning stretching from southern Louisiana all the way up to southern Wisconsin, you can see it does actually cover many hundreds of thousands of square miles. It's just quite unprecedented. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. The entire Mississippi, stretching for hundreds of linear miles, is flooding at some capacity, and the rain is not letting up anytime soon. If we go to VentureSky.com, we look at the lifted index. This is something I share with you guys quite often. This is an indicator of possible severe weather. It's no guarantee. It's just telling us that the conditions are favorable for heavy rain, possibly tornadoes, large hail, and high winds, all through these areas that you see here that are burgundy. I did an overlay of just how much area this actually covers, and it's over 1 million square miles. Here's a future look at the lifted index coming up next weekend, starting May 31st through June 1st and 2nd. And the lifted index, which again is an indicator of possible severe weather, covers over 1 million square miles. It's just quite unprecedented. And this has been a pattern that's been kind of in a holding position for several days, in fact 2 or 3 weeks. So it's going to bring more rain to an already saturated area. Here's a video from Kansas City, Missouri that was sent in by Philip. And this was from yesterday of a flash flooding situation in Kansas City, Missouri. The water just had nowhere to go. And unfortunately, there's more rain on the way for that area, for Oklahoma, parts of Kansas, where the river levels are reaching historic heights. Some of them haven't even crested yet because there's more rain coming and the water has nowhere to go, especially when the ground is 99% saturated in some areas. It takes very, very little rain to instigate a flash flooding situation. So we're keeping a very close eye on the Midwest as this rain continues to trend over all of these states throughout the plains. And not only the plains, it's moving into the upper Midwest by next weekend, and they could see severe weather, quite possibly even tornadoes. Unprecedented times, guys, quite unprecedented times. I want to share a photo here sent in by Amy of Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Amy's been a sky watcher her whole life. This photo she took on May 24th from Johnstown, which is just east of Pittsburgh. Her dad was a earth science teacher, took meteorology classes, so they're both very familiar with the sky. When she looked up and saw this the other day, she was quite puzzled because she had never seen anything like this before. You can see a very distinct line in the sky that separates this pink color from the dark bluish gray colored clouds. She had never seen anything quite like that, and honestly, it is kind of rare. I think it's caused by mountains, but there are no mountains in her area. It's very mysterious looking. I completely and totally agree. She sent this photograph in. I received them today. She took 3 photos of this phenomenon. Again, this is from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to share that because, like I said, she's been a sky watcher her whole life, and she's never personally seen anything like that. So we get pictures in like this every once in a while of a divided sky where you'll see one side dark and one side light. And I do think that it's caused by possibly mountain ranges that could be a couple hundred miles away. You know, something is diverting the light the way it is. It's very unusual to see. Good observation, Amy. Thanks for sharing. Greatly appreciate it. I've also got some incredible video and new pictures to share with you guys. Here is a little video I put together of 2 videos that were sent in. Rare views of double-decker rainbows. But not only that,
This thing is amazing.
listen to that. And this too was from Pennsylvania. But what you can see is the beginning and the end of this rainbow.
Never seen a rainbow that amazing.
Listen to that. He was very excited. That's Lonnie.
That's a double complete rainbow.
That's Lonnie from Shade Gap, Pennsylvania. And what was really neat, you can see, let me stop it right there. You can see where it starts. Where's the pot of gold, you know? And I only, not only have one, I have 2 of these, where you can see the beginning and the end right there. Or this is the end and the beginning, or vice versa. That is really cool. And these are becoming the new rule instead of the exception. You know, years ago, they used to be single rainbows. Now they're double. Here's another one from Riverton, Utah. Same thing. You can see where it starts and where it ends. Look at that. I mean, just unbelievable. There's where it starts. See there, right in front of the mountain, just like the other video I just shared with you from Pennsylvania. This one's from Riverton, Utah. Look at that. Very impressive. Thank you guys. Greatly appreciate it. I've also got some really cool photos that have been shared. And in fact, I've got many more to go through. So if you don't see your picture in here, just know I'm working on it. The email has been flooded literally here lately with sky phenomena, different things that you guys are noticing. I greatly appreciate it. Keep them coming. Devon from Oklahoma. Purple pink sky. Pittsburgh again. This was sent in by Laurel of a beautiful big old glowing orange cloud. Dawson H sent this one in. I'm not exactly sure of the location, but very unique cloud in the sky. General Santos City sent in by Tom of a pink and gray sky. Really cool. Laredo, Texas sent in by Jesus. It looks like the sun diving down below the horizon. Really neat photograph sent in by Ireland, sent in by Kathy from Ireland. Looks like high winds up in the atmosphere. Marysville, Ohio, Lisa. Ominous looking sky. Rodney from New Zealand. Look at that. I don't think anybody in the world that looked up and saw something like that in the sky wouldn't have been compelled to take a picture of that. Look at that. Looks like some sort of a cork sticking down from the clouds. Wow, great observation. Here's what looks like some sort of a glowing donut in the sky. It's just a cloud of some sort, but man, does it have a unique shape to it. It's like a perfectly round donut. This was taken over in Greece by Mapiava. Look at that. In fact, she took several pictures of it. Here's another one. A glowing ring-like donut shape in the sky, out there all by itself. Triple-decker roll clouds, Imperial, Missouri, sent in by Lisa. This is from Serbia, sent in by Marina of yet another double-decker rainbow. Looks like a highway in the sky. Like I said earlier, these are becoming the new rule instead of the exception. Brian from Indiana, very wavy, ominous-looking sky. Selma B. Look at that. That's just beautiful. Great observation. That's a golden-looking sky. Heather from Idaho. Got a black curtain hanging in the sky. Mark from the UK. Gorgeous orange and yellow sunrise or sunset. Now, this lightning came from the storm that went through California the other day. And there's a lightning bolt that Brian caught. Just an unbelievable weather pattern. Amy from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, there's that divided sky again. Like I said, she had never seen anything like that, lived there her whole life. Very perplexed as how something like that even came about. Switzerland, Maxum, sent in several incredible photographs. Great observation, guys. Keep the cameras rolling. These photographs are from all around the world. And you know, Earth has really been putting on a show lately. Look at this here. Looks like I've gotten several clouds here recently that have been heart-shaped, and I'm not talking just kind of like heart-shaped. I'm talking full-blown heart-shaped. Here's another example. You can see what looks like a heart shape coming up through the clouds. This again was taken by Maxum from over in Switzerland. I've got several photos in this slideshow that you guys just saw. I've got several new photos here at the website. Don't forget to check out all the new photos at the Sky Phenomena Photo Gallery here at the website, MrMBB333.com. All the data you see here is real-time data, updated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Since we're here, we'll check out the Schumann resonance, which right now is kind of active. We're seeing some sort of resonance going through the earth. The Schumann resonance is basically the pulse or the heartbeat of earth, and when we see spikes like this, that means the frequency of earth, which is normally in the 7.86 range. Right up in here is the normal range. When we see these spikes, that means something's going on with regard to the resonance of planet earth. So kind of a mild fluctuation going on in the Schumann resonance. Not exactly sure what's causing it. Could be a wide variety of things. Got real-time lightning, power outages map, seismographs, of course the Sky Phenomena Gallery, the moon phase, X-ray solar flares, all kinds of good data here, guys, if you're interested in it. It's related to the Earth, the moon, the sun, and everything in between. So don't forget to check it out, MrMBB333.com. Thanks again for sharing the photos, guys. I greatly appreciate it. We'll finish up the video with this photo here sent in by Rod from Vernon, British Columbia. For some reason, that row of clouds was down on the ground. That's not a wildfire. Those are clouds that are sitting on the ground. He was very mystified at why those clouds were on the ground like that. I'm sure if you were over in that area, it was very, very foggy, at least temporarily. Great observation. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a super day and be safe out there.